Number one, Space Jam: New Legacy. LeBron James stars as LeBron James. In the sequel-ish to the 90s classic Space Jam, LeBron's fictional son Dom is not as interested in the game that gave Pops wealth and fame and is instead into designing video games. He inadvertently gets the pair sucked into the Warner Brothers serververse, where antagonist Al G. Rhythm, played by Don Cheadle, pits father against son in a game of Dom Ball, Dom's created NBA Jam clone, with players taking on the properties of Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, and more. LeBron recruits the battle playoff tested Toon Squad to face off and learns to have a little bit of fun along the way. What'd you think of Space Jam: A New Legacy?
I didn't really like it. I don't know. I mean, the first one's not a good movie, but it's like enjoyable. You know what I mean? Like, it's Michael Jordan, Bill Murray. It's new. It's new to this, but that first hour was
Rough.
Abominable. Like, what the hell? I know, like, it's not even LeBron's actual family, so that made it even weirder.
Yeah.
And LeBron, I know he got accolades for being like a good actor in Trainwreck. He's not a good actor. That came through very quickly. I'm not trying to crap on him. I'm not Skip Bayless. I'm a LeBron. On the basketball court, I'm a LeBron guy. Yeah. On the screen, this is rough. It's, you know, when they actually get to when I actually started liking it was when we get to the actual second half of the game, where they're doing Toon Squad things, which is fun. Like, I mean, I know this is not supposed to be appealing to you and me, but I think it should be, because we're the ones that grew up with the first one. So we should have had a little bit more. The fact that, you know, Michael Jeffrey Jordan doesn't show up.
Right.
Michael B. Jordan does, but Michael Jeffrey Jordan doesn't show up. It was disappointing.
A little disappointing.
And I love Michael Jordan, of course, but anything would have been nice. Literally any kind of thing. If he just is in the crowd, because that's like the positive I take away from this movie, is that the crowd was cool. All those different characters, you know, cheering things on, and, you know, Pennywise from It and stuff like that. But the movie was so weird. It also didn't need to be an hour and 55 minutes. So Don Cheadle, that was weird. There were so many weird things about this that I just didn't think, I just, for the fact that they had so much time to work on this movie too, because they did. And it's like you had, what was it, 95 when Space Jam came out, and you're like, we don't have any sort of script written for if someone else came along. When you have someone like Kobe Bryant that came along, and, you know,
Kobe's not a Space Jam guy, though.
But what I mean is just like the fact that he was that next Jordan. I just mean in that sense of, so like no one was writing a script, and then it felt like this script was very rushed. I will say I liked the Looney Tunes in this movie. I thought they were funny. The Looney Tunes did make me laugh. Daffy Duck is, he's Daffy Duck, and that's really good. And Bugs is Bugs, and we still want the Pepe cut, and hopefully we'll get the
release
Pepe
the
cut.
Pepe cut. Mm-hmm. Hashtag.
It just, I will say, it didn't work for me at the end. I had like maybe 5 chuckles the entire way. It's, I won't say I wasted 2 hours of my life, but I kind of feel like I did. It's not, people spent money to see us. I didn't. I mean, I did because of HBO. I paid Max, for a subscription, right. But I'm paying for other things. They're actually really good, and I'll get into that later. But it just didn't work for me at all, dog. Nothing worked for me, dog.
It was a no for you, dog.
It was an absolute no. I did not like the Goon Squad at all. I thought that was really poorly done. I thought when you have the players that you had, and to just kind of make them not cool, there's nothing cool about that. The Goon Squad, could be cool, and they just did nothing with it. I did not like it. And also, I wanted Daffy to play. He was a coach. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
What did you think, Brenton? Because I feel like you don't like it either. But you have kids, so it's different. Did you watch this with your kids?
Yeah, and I'll kind of get into that. So I guess, like, the thing with me throughout all of the movie reviews that we've done, and I think it probably uh, echoes most closely to Godzilla versus Kong, is it's all about having accurate expectations going into something, right?
Yeah.
And for me, I didn't expect this to be, good.
Right. Neither did I.
I didn't expect it to be like comparable to the original, that sort of thing. But there were enough things that I liked about it that I went away from it feeling like, okay. So a couple of those things. I really enjoyed the self-aware humor that
Yeah,
he
I do like
obviously
that.
would have had to have signed off on. Like the whole, for example, he left Cleveland, he left Miami, he left Cleveland again. Watch out, Lakers, like that sort of thing, or like poking kind of fun at different like points of his career and stuff like that, and or personality, what have you. So I liked that. I liked that the Goon Squad was lame, with the exception of the Damian Lillard character.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did, like the Kronos, the master of time, and he's pointing his watch, Dame time, obviously. And then he makes the basket and he does the wave, like that he did to the Thunder or whatever when he knocked them out of the playoffs. That was cool. I liked that. I did kind of like the twist where it wasn't just like a basketball game, like it was kind of like a Space Jam thing, because it forced like the whole storyline being like, you have this kid who's not into the things that you're into, and you're trying to force them into the things that you're into. And, you have to kind of learn to let go as a parent. And I can like totally understand that. Like that's,
Sure.
something that I deal with to a certain extent. My kids were, after the movie was over, making basketball hoops with their arms and like throwing stuff through it. So they liked it. So there was that aspect of it for me. What I really didn't like about it, though, aside from like the crappy acting and the weird storyline with Algae Rhythm and Don Cheadle, what I really didn't like about it was, in the movie, Warner brings LeBron in and they pitch him, we're going to make a cartoon out of you and we're going to put you in everything to kind of promote all of our properties. And he laughs it off and is like, that's ridiculous. And then that's literally what the whole movie is, where he's going to DC World, Harry Potter, and all these things, Lola Bunnies with the Amazons. It like, there wasn't enough Looney Tunes. Like you said, the Looney Tunes stuff was funny. There wasn't enough Looney Tunes in this to justify it being a Looney Tune movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So and they have a movie that's
waited
2 hours long.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a Looney Tune movie, and it's got like a half an hour worth of Looney Tunes in it. So kind of the Tom and Jerry thing a little bit, like on that front. But like I said, it's not good. It's not a good movie. I don't think there's anybody who's going to say that this is a good movie, but it was fun. And if you have kids, it's a good, no, well, here's the other thing is the other aspect is that they want to watch Looney Tunes now. So
that's good. That's awesome, because Looney Tunes are the best.
It's a good gateway to basketball to a certain extent. And then it's also a good gateway to the Looney Tunes. But like, if you're our age, 30, 35, 36, 37, and you grew up enjoying the original Space Jam, and you're looking at this as for like a nostalgia piece, it's not going to be there. And, like you said, I'm a huge LeBron guy. Obviously I'm a Cavs fan. He gave us the title, the whole nine, but not a master thespian for sure.
So. And I will just, and when you talk about the kids thing, it was weird to me because the original Space Jam, I watched it, like, I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that one's not placating the kids so much, I don't think. I mean,
it's this one's so Happy Meal toys.
It's still, you're still doing that, but like, maybe there's something different about like the way that like LeBron and Michael Jordan, who are not good, both of them are not. I'm not trying to be like Michael Jordan is freaking Al Pacino. No. I'm not saying that. There's a different nuance the way. The thing is like Michael Jordan is kind of like Teflon. no one criticized Michael Jordan
No.
other than like the gambling and stuff like that.
Right.
And, but LeBron has been criticized time and time again. And it's different. It's like if Skip Bayless was around doing a show like that.
Twitter
in the
was
90s,
around.
Yeah. If Twitter was around, maybe it's different. Maybe we look at both of these movies differently.
I think both of these guys, the
totally different, totally differently.
differently.
Who knows? I still think Michael Jordan, figures out a way to do things differently. I don't know. I mean, it's a weird thing, but this is the thing I'll say. I don't think it's a watch if you're our age by yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
I think if you have kids,
yeah,
I bet like and I literally thought this, like, every kid in the country is going to want to like do something with this now.
Yeah.
I bet the approval rating with kids is 110%.
Well, and obviously, like, they have marketed this well. It beat out Black Widow at the box office.
Right.
And we're going to talk about that, some of the reasons behind that. But, there's like, you can get the Toon Squad skin in NBA 2K. You can play as LeBron, Toon Squad LeBron in Fortnite. So it's out there. Cool. Yeah. So it's definitely out there, but it's for kids, and
it's for kids.
If you're, like you said, if you're our age and you don't have kids, don't watch this, because you're going to probably just be more upset than anything else.
Yeah. I will say the one moment that made me actually just like kind of completely crack up was the Michael B. Jordan entrance, in a sense of like when he does, like, the fact that I knew it was going to be him. I knew it was going to be him because it isn't Michael Jordan's head. And it made me laugh, not because it was like not the right Michael Jordan, but because like the characters were so disappointed.
Yeah.
And that was funny to, like, it has nothing to do with him. It was just like Bugs was like, what the F?
Yeah.
And that made me actually laugh out loud.
The Looney Tunes were in on it, like, join a super famous basketball player to save the world. We've done that before, or one of the
that was funny. Like,
sounds similar or whatever.
It maybe if Michael Jordan makes like a 10-second appearance, this movie changes for me.
Yeah,
it probably does. It actually probably does. If he like comes in and gives a pep talk, or if he's just like a quick like, "Hey LeBron, I would do this."
Yeah. Like the arm stretch thing that he does at the end of the race, something like that.
Yeah.
I wanted him to be the bad guy.
I didn't want that.
It would have been the worst acted movie, like maybe ever. But I think that there would have been something just like,
nah, I did not
uncontrollably cool about it if LeBron was the bad guy, or if Michael was the bad guy.
I can't even imagine how bad that would have been. As much as I love Michael Jordan and as much as I love LeBron, I can't actually sign off now. I don't know what I would have wanted Michael Jordan to be. I also don't write movies and make millions of dollars a year to do it. So
yet.